Good day and welcome. My name is Cleopatra Onyedibia, and today we have
Ikenna, Okeke, the president-elect of the University of Wolverhampton Student Union.
Okay, so we have the privilege of speaking to the newly elected Student Union President of the University of Wolverhampton. Student leadership plays an important role in shaping the university experience, advocating for student welfare, and ensuring that student voices are heard. We'll be discussing about his priorities and the meaning of his campaign slogan, "The President You Can Trust." Welcome again.
Thank you.
So, first of all, congratulations on your election as Student Union President of the University of Wolverhampton. How do you feel about this new responsibility, and what inspired you to run for this position?
Okay, two things. How do I feel about it? I'm still overwhelmed by the whole thing.
Okay.
The level of trust placed on me by the students. I've not gotten over it. But with time, it's beginning to sink in. Tomorrow it will be 1 week, so it's beginning to sink in. The whole thing, the whole euphoria, the calls, the messages, the congratulatory messages and everything.
Okay.
It's a whole lot. But I'm elected. That is the most important
That's the most important thing. Okay, so now that you've been elected, you said it's been a week now. What are your top priorities for the students during your tenure?
When you talk about priorities, we know a lot is happening and you cannot solve every issue at once. You take the most pressing issues that the students have, you work on it, and you know that government is a continuum.
Okay.
The next administration will do the same. What are we working on? Like I said in my manifesto, the most important things are the ones that we are going to tackle.
Okay.
Which is one, championing inclusion and diversity.
Okay.
Not just as a policy document.
Okay.
But something that in every action of the university will be embedded in inclusion and diversity.
Okay.
That is one.
Okay.
Then you talk about championing student voices, making sure that students are heard, that wherever decisions are being made in the university, that the interests of the students are factored in. That is basically the job of a student union president.
Okay.
Amplifying student voices, going to spaces where decisions are being made and presenting the voice of students. We know that sometimes the university might have good policies, but those good policies, are they equally good for the students?
Okay.
Those are what we are looking at.
Okay.
Sometimes those good policies that are good for the universities are not good for the students.
Okay.
So we'll be challenging them appropriately to the appropriate organs and channels to make sure that those policies are aligned in students' interests.
Okay.
Then you talk of feedback.
Okay.
To us, feedback shouldn't be just something that you collect and just dump somewhere else. No. Feedback should be actionable. There should be results from feedback, something that you have been able to, so that when you call for feedback again, people will look at it. He has done something with what we've said before. They're able to have the, how will I say it, the trust that he has been able to do something with the feedback, then they can give their feedback again.
Okay.
So feedback should be actionable. It's not something that you collect and dump. No, you should work on feedback and have a result from it.
Okay. Now that you've mentioned your plans for the students, it brings me to the next question. Student well-being has become a major concern across universities, especially with international students and students in general. What practical steps, you've mentioned the policies, and how you want to marry the policies of the university with that are also going to serve the student. But what practical steps do you plan on taking to support the mental, social, and emotional well-being of students in the university?
That's a big one. First and foremost, what we do as Student Union is to make sure that the well-being of students are factored in. Because you talked about mental health.
Yes.
To us, your mental health should be as good as your physical health.
Yes.
Because you can be physically okay, but if you are not mentally okay, can you function properly as a student? No. Those are the issues, and we have a good collaboration with the school mental health team.
Okay.
We know that the student union is independent of the university, but we work collaboratively with the university to achieve our goals.
Okay.
Because we cannot do it on our own. It has to be a scenario of the right hand washes the left and the left hand washes the right. So there are two different bodies that collaborate together to make sure that things are going on smoothly for the students. Now, you talk about mental health. It is a big topic. If we sit down today, we cannot exhaust everything about mental health.
Yes.
But I want to assure you that we are on top notch, and talking about mental health, we are on top of the game about mental health of students. It's not something that we take lightly. There are a lot of events, activities that we do to promote students' mental health. We talk about the mental health campaign that we did that was last year, and you also talk about the November for Men that we did.
Yeah, we saw that sharing flowers for men's mental health.
Those are the things we've been doing. Going around all the campuses from Telford, Warsaw, and the city campus, going to students in their spaces, be it the chaplaincy, be it the Springfield, be it the Los Wanage building, wherever the students are, we went there to meet them talking about mental health, because we know the important role that mental health plays in the lives of students. And also have the collaboration with the well-being champions of the university. This is something that we are working through Mr. Philip Adiogun, the head of the student mental health life team. Mental health team, I hope I got that right.
Mental health. Student life is different. Student body.
So, but they're under the student life.
Yeah, they're under student life,
These are some of the collaborations that we are having. And also, we know that the university has a free health check.
Yes.
That is just outside the hub of the university. So
true.
These are the initiatives that we've been able to get across for students, making sure that their mental health is on top, or we are on top of your mental health, making sure that issues concerning your mental health are taken seriously. And we also have our ACT team in the student union, where students can come in, talk about, these are trained people in the union to give advice concerning some of the issues that you mentioned, the well-being of the students. You talk about is it financial, is it academic, is it, because we know that some of the triggering factors to mental health being is some of the academic pressures that students are facing. So these are the issues that we are dealing with, and we are saying that your mental health is our top priority in the student union.
And now that you've mentioned finances, my other question now is, many students also face financial challenges. They face accommodation issues, and they have this need to balance their education with, or their studies with part-time work and finding a way to get accommodation as well. What do you advise, or what do you think your tenure is going to do for better support systems for students like that?
This is a tricky question.
Okay.
We are taking it, like I told you, government is a continuum. It's not something that is alone in isolation. We've had a series of things that we're doing about the financial well-being of the students. Let me say that everybody knows the cost of living issue that we are having in not just the UK, all around the world, but we are talking of UK in particular. When you talk of the cost of living, we initiated some things with some of the sabbatical officers in other universities, where we are talking about free transport for students. So why do we talk about free transport? Because we know that transport is an essential part of the cost of living that students are facing. So we deem it fit to embark on this campaign. We've been to Dudley with other sabbatical officers. With our own MP here in Wolverhampton has visited us in the student union talking about it. And we also have been, we've met the Transport for West Midland Director and Deputy Commissioner for Crimes. Because you can't talk of free transport without talking of crime prevention and control. So why do we deem it fit to embark on this campaign? If we're able to negotiate and get the free transport or transport being reduced to the barest minimum for students, students can channel the money from that angle to other
resources, yeah.
making it easy for them in other things. These are some of the things we are doing. Then we have the council funds, some of the funds that the council are channeling to the students. I know some of the students might not be aware because they don't engage in some of our activities, but we try as much as possible to publicize that, but it won't force anybody to engage in what he or she doesn't want. Okay. So we have some funds for students that live local within Wolverhampton, because it's coming from the Council of Wolverhampton Council. So the fund is for people that are living within Wolverhampton. It is not something that everybody can get.
Exactly.
We have to be sincere about that.
Yes.
But it is something that has some criteria that you have to meet. You look at each case at this particular each scenario, because the money is not huge. Okay. And you know that government money is never, how will I say it, is never enough for everybody. So what we are trying to do, making sure that people that need this fund get them. That's why we have those criteria. So what the students do, they come to the student union, filling everything they need about it. And the form is online too. So okay. Once you fill those criteria, and we look at it, and we pick the most vulnerable people that need this fund and are local to Wolverhampton, that live local in Wolverhampton. So sometimes you can get up to £100, some get up to £200, some get up to £500. You might not know, you might say £100, but to someone, that £100 is a big deal in whatever he or she is doing. So
I'm glad you're mentioning these. You know, I'm aware that there's certain initiatives by the student union to include diversity and cultures, where they celebrate different cultures, cook food and all of that. But it seems that most students do not actually feel represented and included in those activities. What do you plan on doing different? Because I've seen them. I've not attended, but I'm aware that things like that happen. But the percentage of people that are represented, that actually grace that occasion, does not feel to some people like they are well represented in it. What do you plan on doing to get the word out? How do you plan on including those people that don't feel included or represented?
Is a tricky one. Can I get a specific example of what you mean by the set of people that are not included?
Okay, it's more like these messages are sent to student mails. Yeah. Sometimes people do not go through the mails out of maybe their own fault, but it seems like that information is not out there enough. And some people might not have the luxury, just like you put it, of commuting down here. Some people might not be in the right mental state to actually be involved in that activity. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Yeah. So the more the information reaches out to people, the more they feel included. So that's why I'm asking what your tenure plans to do to include those that do not feel represented or included.
The thing is, we clamored for some of these activities from the university because we believe that education should not just be about academics. It should include both balancing the academics and the social life of the students. Okay. And we know how the environment plays a huge role in the success of any student. So academics is not just about reading, it's about what you learn of the classroom. We have a series of events like you mentioned rightly, the International Fair, the Global Gathering, and so many of them. Last year, you will say some of them, but the one of what we did differently and what we will continue doing now is we are decentralizing some of these programs. Okay. Instead of waiting for all the students to converge to converge to the city campus, we are taking it out to the different places. Last year we had the one of a global gathering in Springfield, and it was a massive success.
Yes.
The number of people that turned up was not expected. At the time, will I say we got exhausted of the items? No, the items were enough for everybody.
Okay.
But it made sense that we took it down to Springfield for them to feel a sense of belonging.
Okay.
Coming again this in December, we had the global gathering also, the Christmas edition.
Yes.
And it was in the Students' Union. This is an avenue for everybody to have a feel. Now, we are going to have another global gathering in Warsaw.
Okay.
Then we are having the international fair here in the city. So this is all we are doing to make sure that everybody is covered. We always send out the messages to students. We engage the success coaches to be able to talk to students about it, and we also encourage the lecturers to talk to the students about it. We at the Student Union are also doing our own best, trying to go to spaces, telling students about it, and giving the information out to random students about the events that are holding on. I will say that this has been a huge success, especially the global gathering and the international fair. We hope to see that this year edition, we've not done one in Warsaw. This is the first time that we are doing in Warsaw. So let's see how it goes. But I know it will be a huge success, because instead of taking people from Warsaw to come down to Springfield or come down to the city, there is one happening for them, and this is a bit to carry everybody along and make sure that nobody feels excluded in some of the activities that we are doing. And this is what we are going to engage furthermore in, making sure that our services are in different spaces and not just waiting for students to come down to city or come down to the SU building and see us. No, they should be able to come down not just to the city. We are going to their spaces to talk to them with events and activities that they will feel, so that they will feel included and partake in most of what I do.
Okay, that brings me to my next question. Do you have additional initiatives that you intend to include in this myriad of activities to promote, strengthen equality, diversity, and inclusion within the university community? Do you have additional ones? Do you have new ones coming up? I
would like to keep it under wraps. Like I told you, inclusion and diversity is a big aspect of what I want to do and achieve as a student union president. When you talk of the university is doing their best, but is the best enough? That is an open question. It's not something I can answer. It's left for people to answer, because I might answer and it might feel I'm biased from what I'm seeing or from my own vantage point. So people, if I sit down to say that we are doing enough, some people will say no. If I sit down here to say that we are not doing enough, some people will still say no. So it's kind of from the lived experience of the person involved. So let me leave it as an open question. But equality and diversity is a huge part of what you are going to tackle.
In other words, we'll see it as we go on, as your tenure progresses. And so you spoke about academic success, which is one of the main reasons, one of the key reasons why students enroll in universities. Now, it's central to that student experience. How do you plan on working with the university to manage or improve academic support for the students? How do you plan on carrying the academic team along, the management along, so that the experiences of students as it concerns the academic success will actually be improved, or that they feel more supported?
What we plan on doing is, first and foremost, is not just for people to come to uni and go.
Yes.
They should be able to enjoy their stay in uni, have an amazing academic experience, and be able to go out there and live a better life. That is the essence of attending the university. And like our university said, our university is a university of opportunity
and innovation.
When you talk of opportunity, it encompasses so many things. Now, what are we going to do? There's a series of information out there. The thing is, our students are aware of the information. We want to plan. We are planning on breaking down the information in such a way that students will be able to understand. There are resources. I will not I'll be honest with you. There are university resources that students are not engaging. A lot of them. There is the one-to-one English academic sources.
Yes.
There is a lot of information is out there, but students, are they engaging it? Making students aware that this information exists, that this help exists, that you can be able to get this, whatever help that you need, that is in the university. Just like you talked about mental health, some people don't know that they have a free mental health counseling and this thing within the university. These are some of the resources, but some of the students are not engaging in it. The most important thing is getting the information down to the students.
Okay. Making them more aware, because some of them are not even aware that
that is
things
what
like
we are
that
planning on
exist.
doing. Then another thing is, sorry, what is the second part of the question?
The academic success. How do you plan on supporting students academically?
Now, if you go to the university websites, for the undergraduates that are on campus, there is a big win for them. And this is what we've been championing in spaces that people might not be aware, because student union is sometimes what you see is the end results. But there are some things we've been championing in those spaces, in the meetings that we've been going in and all that. Now we have a compulsory placement for students, undergraduate students that are on campus. What this means is that as a student, an undergraduate student, you will be able to have a work experience while studying. And giving you the necessary edge to kickstart your career when you go out there. Because what most students face is, once they get into the outside world, there's no experience to back up their academic experience. So making it compulsory that anybody, the undergraduate that is on campus, has a placement aspect of his course as part of his academic experience. This is a huge win, and this will play a major role when you go out there to look for job. For recruiters to look at your CV, you've done this placement and you were able, in your own field, not just in a random place, in the field of study. It will give you a huge advantage in whatever you are going to do tomorrow, because to us, it's not just about studying. What is the outcome tomorrow? So that is what we are working on. And we've been having a lot of conversation about the career fair that we're having in the university. There are some challenges that we're having on that aspect, because initially we proposed to the university management to have an on-the-spot recruitment for students, but it's not feasible because of the EDI rules of the UK government. So, but we have other initiatives that we've championed, and it has been implemented in the university, like getting students ready for the career fair. It's not just about going to a career fair, being job ready, being prepared, having your CV looked at, tailored according to the companies that are coming, so that when you come into the job fair, you'll be prepared to hand in your CV and they will look at it. Oh, this person has done a marvelous work. This is someone you can contact maybe tomorrow to get in touch with us and work for us. So these are some of the initiatives, and this has also led to the upgrading of the career space. If you look at the career space of the university, this is not how it used to be. They have a lot of work has been done in there, because we championed that, we advocated for that. We want our students to get job ready whenever they are moving out of the university. This is what they've done, and it has been playing a huge role. Talking about part-time job, we know that a lot is happening in the university. Students are facing so many challenges with work and part-time job. We've also advocated within the university, and that has given rise to a lot of opportunities within the university for people that are on 20 hours part-time job. You talk about the student ambassador, you talk about the aspire to a university mentor, you talk about the jobs in the student union. Some people don't know that they can work in the student union. We have over 60 student staff in the student union. Talk about the faculty rep, talk about the community organizers, talk about the desk staff, welcome desk staff, and the bar staff. Those are students being employed.
At the halls, yes.
So a lot is happening, and this is in a bit to help them, not just about their experience as work experience, but also have some money in the pocket to be able to sort some of the expenses they are going through.
So now that we've talked about this, let's go to your campaign slogan. Why did you choose that slogan, the president you can trust? What does trust mean to you when it comes to student leadership?
Some people will say that this is a political statement, but I don't do political statements.
Okay.
I'm always honest to a fault when it comes to issues like this. Why did I choose trust? I've been in the position of vice president for 7 months.
Oh, okay.
Students were able to see the work we did.
Okay.
We've been in spaces talking to students about what we were able to do, what we can do. And I mean, our students are not, they are looking at the works we've been doing. So that is why we chose trust.
Okay.
Trust based on that leadership is a responsibility.
Okay.
Leadership is something that comes with privileges.
Okay.
And with privileges comes responsibility.
Yes.
And you don't shy away from responsibility. And we've been in those spaces for 7 months, advocating for our students, making sure that our students' interests are protected.
Okay.
Wherever our students' interest doesn't align, we kick against it. So that's what we've been doing. And our students, and that's why I said based on trust on what we've been able to do, trust on what we've been able to achieve, trust on what that we are going to achieve together as students. So that's why I chose the campaign trust, and it resonated widely with students because, as you can see from the election, it was a landslide.
Okay. All right. So a student that you can trust. Now, would you aspire for a second tenure as president like your predecessor?
President, second tenure? I don't think the law
allows that.
So what you do as a sabbatical officer, you do your first term, which is for 1 year, one academic session. Then if you're elected if you are elected by the students, then go for the second year. After that, whether you are changing position or the same, it still counts as so it's just for 2 years.
So just for 2 years, because you've already occupied the role of a vice president. Okay.
Yeah.
So finally, so we don't keep you from your duties, what would you like to share with the students of Wolverhampton as you begin your tenure?
I would just want to thank them for the massive trust they reposed on me.
Okay.
And I'm saying that they will never regret their choice.
Okay.
We'll be working massively for them.
Okay.
What I will want them to do is to engage with the union in all our activities.
Okay.
We have a lot of activities and a lot of events. Like I told you before, we are not waiting for them to come down to us. We'll be in their spaces talking to our students because we are all students. So we shouldn't be shying away waiting in the office for them to come and see us. So what I want to tell them is let them engage with us. Whatever they want, whatever they need, they should voice it out at the right time. Most students are afraid of voicing out their concern, but with this administration, with this, it's going to be an open one. Whatever, no request, let me use the word stupid, no request is stupid, but whatever you want, voice it out. If it's not something that we can do, we'll be honest with that.
Okay.
If it's something that we can achieve, we'll work on that. So I will encourage every student to engage with us, voice out their concern, and let us know what they have.
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much for taking your time to talk with us today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. And we wish you an impactful tenure as president of the Student Union President of the University of Wolverhampton.
Thank you.
Thank you.